Today is Monday, September 13th. This is your daily briefing from the Fort Worth Star-Telegram. It will be partly cloudy today in Fort Worth with a high of 91 degrees. Our top story today: the 4 parents of Fort Worth ISD students who are suing the school district to try to prevent enforcement of a mask requirement have filed a new motion with the Second Court of Appeals. The new motion asking the appeals court for an injunction was pending before the school district is set to implement a mask requirement inside all district buildings on Monday. Superintendent Kent P. Scribner was given direction by the Fort Worth Board of Education to implement the requirement to prevent the spread of COVID-19 as soon as he was legally able to do so. The appeals court rejected a similar motion from the parents on Thursday. According to court documents obtained by the Star-Telegram, the parents in the case argue that any mask mandate goes against Governor Greg Abbott's executive order, which says no government entity can require masks, including school districts. Fort Worth ISD along with other Texas school districts are in litigation with Abbott over whether the order oversteps his authority. Until the courts decide whether or not he has, Fort Worth ISD has been following direction by the Texas Education Agency. In weather news, Governor Greg Abbott has ordered a deployment of resources to the coast as Tropical Storm Nicholas draws closer to Texas coastal cities and Louisiana. Nicholas poses a threat of flooding to some cities, but the National Weather Service in Fort Worth isn't expecting any major impacts to North Texas weather. The governor has activated the Texas A&M Engineering Resources Extension with resources for swift water rescue, Texas Game Warden resources for water rescue, the Texas Military Department's 5 ground transportation platoons with high-profile vehicles, and the Texas Department of State Health Services Medical Task Force to respond to any potential severe weather. The National Hurricane Center current predictions show the storm hitting the entire Texas coast and parts of Louisiana, but does not forecast Nicholas hitting New Orleans at this time. Louisiana is still recovering from Hurricane Ida, which wreaked havoc in the state last month. In sports news, Dallas Cowboys right tackle La'el Collins has been suspended 5 games for violating the NFL's substance abuse policy. Collins' suspension was because he missed multiple drug tests, according to the NFL Network. The NFL's substance abuse ban includes illicit drugs. Performance-enhancing drugs are part of a different NFL policy. The Cowboys opened their season with a 31-29 loss to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers last week. Head coach Mike McCarthy said the timing of the suspension is a bit awkward, but declined to comment further. And finally, in pandemic news, Tarrant County reported 18 COVID-19 deaths and 1,880 new cases on Friday. Hurst is the 6th Tarrant County city to report at least 100 COVID-related deaths, joining Fort Worth, Arlington, Mansfield, North Richland Hills, and Bedford. COVID-19 hospitalizations decreased to 24% from 25% of the total number of beds in Tarrant County and make up 27% of the 4,284 occupied beds. The rate was at a pandemic high 38% on January 10. The county has reported 319,204 COVID-19 cases, including 3,980 deaths and an estimated 286,950 recoveries. For the latest in Fort Worth and Tarrant County news, visit star-telegram.com.